Hi everyone, Mama Shark here, hashtag the mom that does it all. Thank you guys for joining. Does your favorite pump not make your flange size? Do you find your current pump uncomfortable or the flange uncomfortable? Is your pump currently not giving you the milk output that you want to see? Or do you have elastic nipples? Well guys, in this video, I'm going to address each one of these problems and how you could potentially fix them with something called inserts. Stay tuned. I actually want to give you a little small intro. I'm actually going to start expanding my channel soon. I'm going to expand into mompreneurship. If you're wondering what that is, it's basically how to navigate being a mom and dealing with all the mommy stresses. Actually, a recent survey showed that being a mom by itself is like doing 2.5 jobs. And how to navigate working full-time or part-time or navigating something else that's taking a lot of time in your life. And that's what I want to do. I want to help you guys using solid research on how to properly address these problems and become better. I also want to start to show you behind the scenes and how I grew my channel and how I do things and who I am as a person and what I do every day and how I navigate my toddlers. For those of you that do not know me, I actually have a full-time job that's really actually stressful, and I do this on the side, and I also manage my toddlers. For those of you mommies or anybody really that wants to see how to navigate and organize time and make sure that you can do it all, this is the channel for you, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. This is just a series. I will still be addressing all the other breastfeeding issues that you might run into, all the new mommy problems that you might run into, and I'm still here for you, so don't you worry. It's just going to be a different series, so please push that subscribe button. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So it's about flange insert. Here are the 4 problems that women usually run into. It could be comfort. Their flanges are just hard plastic that's really hard on the nipples and really hard to be comfortable because, hello, the baby's mouth is just soft tissue, whereas a flange is a hard plastic. So an insert can help with that. An insert can also help with resizing for the flanges that might not be your size. Or if you have a pump that doesn't make your size, if you're wondering what your size could be and how to properly measure for flange sizes, please check out my measuring flange sizes video in the description box below. And then the other third problem is, do you have elastic nipples? And in case you're wondering what elastic nipples are, it's when you pump and literally, just imagine this, your nipple touches the other end of the flange. So imagine this is the flange and you're pumping and it ends right here. What happens is the nipple goes in and literally touches the other end. So that is what they call elastic nipples. And then this one is big. This one is really big. Are you wondering if you can increase the output of a certain pump? I get that question a lot. Can I increase my output for the Elvie Pump, for example? Yes, you can. And with the inserts, what they do is they help you create that friction that you need to optimize any suction on any pump. It can be different for anybody. It depends on what your problem is to begin with. But if you are using the right flange size and if you are using the right insert, you should be seeing more output. And another thing I want you to quickly note about these inserts is they are not necessarily marketed to use lubrication with. So I know if you're familiar with exclusively pumping or just pumping in general, you have to kind of use some olive oil or coconut oil to lubricate the flange because the flange is really hard plastic and you don't want your skin rubbing into this when it's dry. It will hurt and it will crack your nipples, and it's not going to be fun. So that is with the inserts that I'm about to talk about. You have to pay attention to the fact that they are made sticky on purpose, and sometimes you beat the purpose of an insert if you lubricate. Basically, you're taking away that friction. What that insert is made for, to help you hold the nipple back, especially for elastic nipples. You want that nipple to be held in place, and you want to be able to get the suction that you need. So definitely try what works for you, but these inserts are not necessarily made to be used with lubrication. Let's start with the 3 types of inserts, and actually one of them is marketed as a flange and not as an insert, but here's a hack for you. It can be used as an insert in some cases. So let's go ahead and discuss the 3 types. We first have the Beaugen Cushions right here. We have the Maymom inserts, which come in this box right here. And then we finally have the Pumpin Pals. And those are actually flanges, but they can be used in certain cases as a hack. They're not marketed in this manner, but as a hack, they can be used. Try to solve one of the 4 problems mentioned earlier in one of these pumps right here. So discussing the Beaugen Cushions first, we are at, this is a very stretchy plastic. It's a plastic, not silicone, and it's very sticky and it's very soft as well. So the Beaugen Cushions currently on the market measures 21 to 27 millimeters. They do have a newer one that just recently was released called the Clear Comfy Cushions. But those are only recommended for 21 to 24. The only difference to these is that they're clear and you can see your nipples. Don't worry, I actually have a little tidbit. They will be releasing bigger sizes later on down the line. So you might be wondering, how do you put these in? All right, first of all, if you were to take a regular flange, you put using your finger and you just go in, and then you just literally have to massage it out into your flange. With time, it will basically get trained, and it will train to fit your flange perfectly depending on how many times you've used it and all of that. So do not worry that right now it doesn't stick to your flange. Just go ahead and try pumping with it, even though it looks a little flimsy. But of course, try your best to get it as straight as possible in the tunnel. If you are going to use it with the Elvie Pump, just make sure that you're cutting these back just a teeny tiny bit to make sure that when you are placing it, you are not covering 2 little holes that create the suction right here, right under the green discs. So the holes are right here somewhere. And when you're putting this in, put it on the finger, just like this. You go in, and then you massage it in place. The same way we did with the other flange. And you'll see that these will in fact cover the holes if they are uncut. So you have to make sure that you're cutting these back just a little bit. Before you do that, you need to test it out and see how far in they go in when you try to pump at least once and see where you're at. Okay, and the same thing goes with the Willow pump. You don't necessarily have to worry about that because there's no holes here. The suction comes from inside. Can the Beaugen Cushions be used for resizing? They are primarily, in my opinion, made for comfort. But they can be used for resizing because the thickness of this is 1 millimeters. Once you put it in a flange, you're adding 2 millimeters because you're adding both sides. So you're adding 2 millimeters. So you are making your flange smaller by 2 millimeters. There is a little hack with the Beaugen Cushions, which is called the turtleneck method, where you bend this in just a little bit like this, and then you get 2 millimeters on each side, and that puts you at 4 millimeters smaller than your flange size, whatever flange size you're using. And actually this is a good way to not have to cut it and give it a go in the Elvie if you have to. That way it's not obstructing the suction holes that you have at the very back of the tunnel right here. Okay, the cost of these, we're looking at $24.95. You will find the links to all of these inserts in the description box below. How will these sit? These should sit pretty flush to your flange. Whatever flange you are using, they will sit pretty flush to your flange, so they will not add any size to the actual pump itself in your bra. The next insert that we're going to talk about today is the Maymom inserts. These also come highly recommended in the Facebook group. And with these, you see that they have a little neck over here to help with placement inside the flange. So if you're using the conventional flanges, you should just insert them in. They're really easy to insert, a lot easier than the Beaugen Cushions because they're not as sticky. They do provide some comfort, probably not as much as the Beaugen Cushions because they are not as soft, but they do provide some comfort with the tugging. I would say they're mostly made for resizing because they come in so many varieties. I actually will list them out in the description box below for you. They can downsize many flanges, and just to mention a few, you can downsize a 25 to a 21 millimeter, a 25 to 17 millimeter, a 24 to 17, and then the list goes on. So they definitely come in many different sizes and a lot more variety for you to help you find the right insert for you. If you are going to use this, again, with the Willow or with the Elvie, you want to make sure, again, you're not hitting those holes in the back, but with the Willow, they seem to come flush perfectly. So you don't have to worry with anything with the Willow, but if you are using the Elvie, you have to, again, make sure that you're not going too far in where the holes are right here, and it does go in too far. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to cut them back close to below where this neck is right here, and then you might have to create a notch too if you need it to be able to make sure that the holes are not covered. All right, guys, and these actually come the cheapest out of all the 3 options I will be talking about today. They run around $14 on Amazon. Link is in the description box below. Okay, last option we'll talk about here that again is being used unconventionally in the Elvie and in the Willow. If you are using a conventional pump that comes with a flange like this, they actually come in 3 sets, okay? You have a small set, a medium set, and a large set. Now, what I need you to bear in mind is only the extra small and the small sizes, which is the blue, which are the blue and the pink. These come in the silicone flange, and these are the ones that are used with the Elvie and the Willow for using as an insert. However, if you're going to have to go bigger, you're going to be looking at hard plastic, okay? So the medium, large over there, and extra large over there, those come in hard plastic. Now again, if you're using these with conventional pumps, It's really easy. All you need to do is replace this flange with this. So pretty much goes in the same hole that you would put this. For example, this is the Medela Advanced. They do come in different sets that adapt to whatever pump you're using. So, or you can get adapters such as this. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be talking about using them as an insert. And guys, if you decide to buy an Elvie or Willow, I have coupons going on every now and then. I also have pump giveaways. Make sure to check out my description box below and follow me on Instagram for up-to-the-date news on giveaways, tidbits, insider tidbits, and all that fun stuff. But if you are using it with an Elvie, you're pretty much going to be inserting it in this manner, pumping with it in whatever way feels comfortable for you. As you can tell here, this is sticking out way too much. So what you're going to need to do is cut this back just enough to where you're not, again, covering those holes inside that create the suction at the end of the tunnel. Watch the video earlier to see what holes I'm talking about. And then you want to cut enough to where it doesn't affect your suction levels, because you know, trying to pump like this is going to be a little ridiculous and you might lose some suction in the air gaps right here. So you want to cut it in a manner a little closer to the top where this would sit a little more flush. It's not going to sit all the way flush, guys. It's not going to be literally sticking to the surface. That's not what's going to happen. Because if you cut that far back, like up here, you're pretty much just losing the ergonomic design that this is made to create that comfort, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But you're going to cut closer to down here. What I would do if I were you, I would cut back slowly, try it out, stick it in, see what works for you. Do not cut all the way up here, and then pump and see if you're getting what you need out of this. The reason women opt to use this is because of its ergonomic design. So basically the reason these do not come with exact sizes, they come in extra small, small, medium, you get the point, is because you're losing that inner tube ridge where it gives you a consistent size for the whole tunnel. Basically this is made a little bit more ergonomic and it can fit a range of sizes. Please refer to their website to learn more. You can refer to my measuring your nipple size in my video in the description box below. But for the Pumpin Pals, definitely check out their website to know which set you should be buying. You're most likely going to land possibly in the medium set, and then you will get this because in the medium you get a small, medium, and large. It's made for its ergonomic design, and basically it doesn't have that harsh ridge that usually comes with other pumps like the conventional pumps, that harsh ridge right here, and that provides comfort. Also the silicone is really soft to the touch and that provides comfort as well. The extra small fits 15 to 19 millimeters. The small fits 20 to 23 millimeters. And remember guys, these are the only ones that come in the silicone that can be used as inserts. The other ones are hard plastic. The medium covers 24 to 27 millimeter flange size. The large covers 26 to 30 millimeter flange size, and the extra large fits 30 to 40 millimeter flange size. So they basically come in 3 different sets. Check them out if you're interested. The cost is $39.95. So they are one of the more expensive inserts that you can use, but again, they come in sets, so you do get more than one sizing. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please let me know how else I can help you. What research can I do for you to make your lives better? And again, don't forget to subscribe because I want to share with you some tips on navigating the mommying life with being a mompreneur. So make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, and I have lots of great videos to come. Thank you guys for watching.